পৃথিবীব্যাপী মহামারী প্রকোপে লকডাউন, বিশ্ব অর্থনীতির বিপর্যয়ে সবচেয়ে বেশি ক্ষতিগ্রস্ত হয়েছে আমাদের দেশের ছাত্র যুব সমাজ। তাদের শিক্ষা, জীবিকা, কর্মসংস্থান এক চূড়ান্ত অনিশ্চয়তার মুখোমুখি। গ্রামীণ ছাত্র যুব সমাজের ক্ষেত্রে এই সমস্যা আরো বেশি প্রকট। গ্রামীণ এলাকার একটি কলেজের পক্ষ থেকে আমরা তাই বেছে নিয়েছি এমন একটি বিষয়। আসুন আজকের বিশিষ্ট আলোচকদের কাছ থেকে আমরা উপরোক্ত সমস্যার প্রকৃত চেহারা ও তা থেকে মুক্তির পথ খোঁজার চেষ্টা করি। ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your valuable speech. Though ma'am has already told you that we have another distinguished person, who is Kumar Bhadro, the president of the governing body, Srikrishna College, Bagula. He could not join us today for very unavoidable circumstances. So, we are heading towards another speech, which is by Dr. Shukdev Ghosh, Principal, Srikrishna College, Bagula. I request our Principal Sir, Honorable Principal Sir, so please deliver your speech on this topic. And today, and also I would like to request our Honorable Principal Sir, through his speech, to welcome all the dignitaries. Thank you. I would like to request our Honorable Principal Sir to please deliver your speech now, sir.
Mr. Arnob, wait for 2 minutes. I think, sir, the net is off.
Yes.
Wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, let us wait.
Hello. হ্যাঁ, clearly.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Hello, Mr. Arnob.
Yes, I think there is a technical snag.
Technical snag. Sir is offline. Sir is not online. So
Yes.
should I wait, or we can go for next?
Okay, so now we can go for another speech by Srimati Pushpita Mahato, Professor Pushpita Mahato, the coordinator NAC of our college. Ma'am, I would like to request Pushpita ma'am to deliver her speech now.
Mr. Arnob.
Yes.
Please go for first our resource person. Madam is also not present.
Okay. She is also offline. So we will we will listen to their speech later. So now I would like to request our resource person, the first speech of our resource person, Professor Dr. Devdas Ganguly, who is also principal EIILM Kolkata, a distinguished professor and a great teacher who has joined us today. And this is a very happy moment for us that Professor Dr. Devdas Ganguly has joined. So I would like to request sir to deliver your speech.
Okay, let me start. Can you hear
Thank you.
me, please? Let me start.
Yes sir.
I'm
Yes,
audible.
yes.
No? Okay, okay.
Yes sir. Okay.
Namaskar. Good afternoon to all of you. Professor Ghosh is possibly not available. Anyway, I have got all my regards and respects to Professor Ghosh, the authorities of Srikrishna College, organizers and uh, here. Here. So it is a pleasure for me. I get some echo from.
I get some echo from.
Some echo is coming back from here. I understand. Anyway, it's possible it is some. So can I start now? No, it's okay. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, I see Professor Ghosh over here. Professor Ghosh, I have got all my regards and respects for you. I was at the beginning when I had been starting. I was not getting you, so I convey my regards to you for inviting me to come over here. It's a pleasure for me and also a pleasure for me to be in this discussion COVID-19 pandemic on education of rural education and employment of rural youth. In fact, COVID-19 is a disaster. It's a massacre. It's a massacre not only for the state, it's a massacre for the whole country, and it's a massacre for the globe itself. Now let us, it is having its effect on different areas. It is having, I just like to ask you, am I audible to you all, please? Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me, please? Am I audible?
Yes,
Sir,
yes sir.
sir, yes, you
Yes,
are audible, sir.
Yes. Mm.
Okay,
yes
okay.
sir.
Nice. So this pandemic is having its effect on different areas, different aspects of life of human being. It is having its effect upon education. It's having its effect upon employability. It's having its effect upon you see economic situation. It's having its effect upon socio-economic situation, etc. Now I'll be talking mostly about the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on education of rural youth. In fact, education is a vital aspect of our social life, and especially the rural youth are being the worst victim of this pandemic 19. In fact, before starting initiating my discussion, I'd like to briefly talk something about this education, though it is a very well-known affair. Education, as we know, it is something for the, receivers of education. It is the collection of information. This information adds knowledge to the, desired area of the, person who is going to get educated. It may be education in different areas like science or any, humanities or etc. etc. So what fundamentally education is, it is collection of knowledge. This collection of knowledge makes a person educated, and this education consequently makes the person wise, and it adds to the wisdom of the person, people who is getting educated. So education briefly can be summarized to be the collection of information which is making the person who is getting educated, and also consequently making him wise and adding to his wisdom. This is the one area of education. There is some other area, other perspective of education that I want to touch up. You see, education is the output of some organization. In fact, each organization, whatsoever may be its nature, is having its own output, and the organization produces its output for enjoying the need of its consumer. They are satisfying the using value. Say, output of an organization may be of different nature. It can be tangible in nature, say producing different goods. Goods are produced, goods like edibles, fertilizers, steel, etc., etc. These are produced and these are taken through different distributing channels, etc., to the consumer to satisfy their satisfaction need. And some of the outputs of some organizations are not tangible. Say healthcare services, it's not tangible. Healthcare services is generated, and similarly, education is also a service output. It is not tangible. This is also generated, and these service outputs of the organizations are enjoyed by the users of the product, users of the output by the regular interaction with the generators of the service. Say person wanting to get some healthcare service, he is to be associated, he is to interact with the person who offers him this service. He is to come to the hospital, health clinic, or even a physician. Similarly, education, the users of the education, receivers of the education, they are to interact with the people or the organization generating the education, like your academic institution, study center, etc., etc. Here, what happens? So there is interaction in between the givers of the education and the receivers of the education. But under these circumstances, under these constraints developed because of COVID-19, this interaction is not being possible, because as we see, most of the educational institutes along the country are not operating. And under this situation, the worst victim, worst sufferers are the rural youth, because of their geographical location. Because of the geographical location, they are not being accessible to the institute, to the study center, or to the teachers who are generating the education, and they are transforming this as communication to the receivers of the education. Now we need to find out what we can do for this. We need to go for this. In fact, this system of education, the communication, transformation of this information, what we call in form of knowledge, is we can classify it into two ways. One is formal education, formal means, and the other one is the non-formal means. By formal means, we mean the classroom interaction. The classroom interaction is that students come, that is verbal interaction, like classroom teaching, etc., written communication through documents, study material, notes, etc., books, journals, library accessibility, etc. These are all formal, conventional process. But in the present situation, these conventional processes are not being accessible by the students. Students are not in a position to accept the conventional education system. They cannot come to the institution, they can enjoy the facilities of the libraries, or they cannot get the books, journals, etc. that are available from the institute. So now we need to go for the non-conventional system. The non-conventional system, though it is a long operated system, the non-conventional system is mostly the online communication involving different online processes. And other than this, there is internet, email, CDs, cassettes, etc., etc. However, under the present situation, especially in the rural areas, there is big and severe interruption over exchange of communication or transfer of education or knowledge. Academic institutions and at every level are closed for longer period, indefinite period, and the verbal exchange, verbal communication or exchange of documents, etc., is not possible. Students cannot enjoy these library facilities, etc. So now we are
Sir, sir, hello. Sir, please on your microphone, sir.
Sir, your
On your
microphone is muted.
now it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay now. Now it's
So,
okay, sir.
So long
Okay,
it was happening this, you could not hear me. I'm sorry.
okay, okay.
So long
Last 2 minutes we are not hearing you.
oh, you are
Now it's
me.
okay. Now it's okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. So in non-conventional means are mostly computer-based or Android system-based information technology, generated systems. So there can be, it can be mentioned to be that different digital technology supported by means using different wavelengths, etc. And the systems developed with purpose of exploring avenues of using suitable learning management system to impact online education during the situation as is experiencing present COVID-19 pandemic. Here it is the difficulties, and the difficulties are to be, are to overcome by using these IT developed information technology developed system by use of computer or Android telephone. In fact, what is advantageous for us because of use of Android type systems is used mostly even in the rural areas, extreme rural areas also. The students, mostly youths, are very much comfortable and convenient with this. So what they need is for this online education to have some guidance from their teachers, from their mentors. So this, if we can use it suitably, it will be some sort of substitute, I would say, for this conventional education. Now, what is online education? To briefly to tell of online education, we can say online education encompasses a tremendous number of topics, subjects, areas, disciplines, and degree programs. In its broad terms, online education supply is acquiring knowledge through the use of introduction provided with internet by using the facilities of internet. We depend upon the online education. More especially, this education acknowledged is to be pedagogical, and it is not self-selected. What is given to the students, they are to accept that. Here in the, conventional education system, with the students get the opportunity of learning what they specifically want to get from their teachers. But in online education, this is something a sort of inconvenience. Now, benefits of online education. The benefits of online is in higher education are innumerable and have been articulated in the literature and various reports to include comparable access, quality education, and ability to close the digital divide. It saves it instructional delivery time, assists in exploratory learning, and it also helps supplement on physical interaction in blended learning environment. As it is having presently, the physical interaction we can avoid. Now, in this respect, I like to just touch upon the concept of educational workers. What is educational worker and how do they facilitate the online education? Actually, education workers, there are two groups of people. One is the giver of the education, one other one the receiver of the education. They work exhaustively, manually, physically, mentally, academically. They generate education, they plan for education, and they distribute it to their students. Here in this process, they diagnose the problem. Once the problem is diagnosed, they go for decision making in which area they will be giving more of emphasis, what they will do, how they will do, and after that they plan accordingly. And once they plan it, they organize all the resources and they coordinate this. And after that, the control what they want to do, how far it is being acceptable to the receivers of the education, and how effectively this is being communicated. And other than this, they need to have some assessment. What is the objective? Is it that the objective is in match with the strategic objective of the organization? Different academic institutions have their own strategic objectives. These objectives and requires to be satisfied. And along with this, they should look up the inventories, avenues, resources they possess. The resources or avenues, which means hardware they are having, the software abilities they are having, etc., etc. This needs they to justify so that they can go on with their desired objectives. And after that, who are their customers? Who are the students? How far it will be acceptable to them? This needs to be justified. Now, in this process, there are some adversities. Those adversities needs to be taken care of. In fact, a teacher, when he enters the class, he does not communicate what he is to communicate. He does not go on only verbal process of communication. A teacher is involved with the student. He sees their body language. He sees the eye language, and he understands what the student wants, how far he is acceptable to the student, and accordingly he blends his message to the student. It is not that all the students are equally and alike in receiving the study material that the teacher develops. It is something like nurturing all the classes of students. Some students are quite stronger, some are academically weaker. So the teacher who communicates, he to take care of all this. His personal attention is not always possible on the online teaching. So these requires to be accommodated. Once we establish the objective of online teaching, we need to see how far we can cater to the need of all classes of students. As the able teacher, experienced teacher, once he enters the class, he does not aim at just communicating for a section of students. He sees that he can equally develop all students, whatever is his ability, whether he is stronger in academics or he is weaker in the academics, he spares none. So this is to be kept in mind when we design the online education, when we go for the online education. And in this respect, we need to go for the process of initiation, development, maturity, and growth. So that ultimately, what we reach, where we reach, all the students, they are comfortable with this online education system and they receive it very critically and carefully, so that what we had talked at the beginning fundamentally, they all get the knowledge, they get themselves educated. In fact, this concept is not a new concept. This concept is going on since the Vedic ages. To quote it from the, from our Srimad Bhagavad Gita, sloka number 35, chapter 4, Padvidi Tonipatina, Podiprasnino Sevaya, Protection Tigil Gyanon, Yanino Tattadosino. What happened? The student, he should come to the teacher, he should trust it, he should ask the question, he should give service to the teacher, and only then that Tattadosino, who is a wise person, teacher, he gives suitable guidance, suitable advice to the student. In today's concept, this needs to be a little bit modified, because today the concept of prostrating, etc. are not there. But till today, I see the students, they come to the teacher, good morning, sir, namaskar, sir, how are you, sir? All the student, the teacher gets satisfied with the student. He asks questions. The teacher, a real teacher, very happily answers his question. He gets satisfied to satisfy the knowledge task, to the knowledge desire of the student. And finally, the student serves his institution. And by this way, the student gets the advice of the wise teacher and he gets developed. And apart from this, in the communication system of the teacher, what he communicates to his students, he is not a postman just delivering the material taken from some books or notes and just giving it to his student. He creates knowledge. Teacher is the creator of knowledge. Unless a teacher creates knowledge, adds to the existing conventional knowledge, he cannot generate what the student actually wants. So he creates knowledge. He is a creator of knowledge. He does not pass off like a postman, the stale material, the stale food to his students. This is what is required in the concept of today's online education. These areas, when we go for planning for online education, these areas need to be taken care of, and this requires to be suitably accorded and adjusted. With this, I conclude my talks. I again thank the organizations, thank everyone for this discussion. It's a very fruitful, useful discussion, and it's my pleasure to participate here. With this, with all this, I conclude my discussion.
Hello, Mr. Arnob, please unmute your microphone.
Hello. Yes.
Now it's okay.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your valuable speech. And it is very relevant, and actually it is a need of the hour that we are heading towards a turmoil, a situation full of turmoil. So your
Sir.
valuable speech will be very, very much helpful. Now, thank you once again, sir.
Acha.
Now, I would like to request our Honorable Principal Sir, Dr. Shukdev Ghosh, to deliver his speech on today's program, on today's webinar. So I would once again like to request our Honorable Principal Sir, Dr. Shukdev Ghosh, Honorable Principal, Srikrishna College, Bagula, to deliver his speech. Sir.
Mr. Arnob, please wait for 2 minutes. Sir is coming.
Yes. Okay.
He called me, just coming.
Sir, do we have any session?
One second. Sir came over
Yes.
here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
হ্যাঁ বলো
Sir, please.
This is your time.
হ্যাঁ আমি শুরু করব
You can. Yes, sir. You can start.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ নমস্কার বগুড়া শ্রীকৃষ্ণ কলেজের ইন্টারনাল কোয়ালিটি অ্যাসুরেন্স সেলের উদ্যোগে আজ স্টেট লেভেল একদিনের যে ওয়েবিনার শুরু হয়ে গেছে যান্ত্রিক গোলযোগের জন্য আমি প্রথম থেকে থাকতে পারিনি এর জন্য প্রথমে দুঃখ প্রকাশ করে নিচ্ছি আমি প্রথমেই ধন্যবাদ জানাবো ডক্টর দেবদাস গাঙ্গুলিকে অধ্যক্ষ AIILM কলকাতা ডক্টর দেবাশিস বিশ্বাস অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট প্রফেসর বিদ্যাসাগর ইউনিভার্সিটি ডক্টর অজিত মণ্ডল অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট প্রফেসর ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল স্টেট ইউনিভার্সিটি এবং ডক্টর অর্ঘ্যকুসুম মুখার্জি অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট প্রফেসর কল্যাণ ইউনিভার্সিটি এনারা প্রত্যেকেই সুধীজন তাদের চিন্তা এবং মনন সমৃদ্ধ যে আলোচনা সেই আলোচনায় আমরা ঋদ্ধ হব কলেজের পক্ষ থেকে এবং আমার ব্যক্তিগত তরফ থেকে প্রত্যেককেই অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি আমাদের ডাকে আপনারা সাড়া দিয়েছেন আপনাদের ভাবনা চিন্তা শরিক হতে পারছি বলে ধন্যবাদ জানাবো যেসব বিভিন্ন কলেজ থেকে অংশগ্রহণকারী অধ্যাপক অধ্যাপিকা গবেষক ছাত্রছাত্রীদেরকে যারা এই স্টেট লেভেল ওয়েবিনারে অংশগ্রহণ করেছেন একটা কথা বলে রাখি যে আমাদের শ্রীকৃষ্ণ কলেজের গভর্নিং বডির প্রেসিডেন্ট শ্রী অনুপ কুমার ভদ্র মহাশয়, উনি শারীরিক অসুস্থতার জন্য এখানে অংশগ্রহণ করতে পারেননি, কিন্তু এই ওয়েবিনারের সামগ্রিক সফলতা তিনি আমার কাছে মুঠোফোনে কামনা করেছেন। আমি তার কথাটাও স্মরণ রাখছি। আমি বিশেষভাবে ধন্যবাদ জানাবো আমাদের আইকিউএসির কোঅর্ডিনেটর অধ্যাপিকা মহুয়া বসু ঘোষকে। মূলত তার উদ্যোগ এবং তার নেতৃত্বই আজকে এই জাতীয় অনুষ্ঠান হচ্ছে। আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাবো অধ্যাপিকা পুষ্পিতা মাহাতোকে, তিনি আমাদের ন্যাক কমিটির কোঅর্ডিনেটর এবং আইকিউএসিরও সদস্য, তারও সক্রিয় উদ্যোগ এতে আছে। ধন্যবাদ জানাবো ডক্টর সাজিজুল ইসলামকে। ডক্টর মাহাতো, অধ্যাপিকা মাহাতো এবং ডক্টর সাজিজুল ইসলাম দুজনেই এই ওয়েবিনারের জয়েন্ট কনভেনার। তাদের উদ্যোগ, তাদের সচেষ্ট প্রচেষ্টা আজকে এই অনুষ্ঠান হচ্ছে, এই জন্য অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। ধন্যবাদ জানাবো আমার কলেজের অন্যান্য অধ্যাপক, অধ্যাপিকা, সহকর্মী যারা আছেন এবং ছাত্রছাত্রীরা, সকলকেই ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। আমি অধ্যাপিকা ঘোষকে এই জন্য বিশেষ ধন্যবাদ জানাবো যে তিনি এমন একটা বিষয় নির্বাচন করেছেন যে বিষয়টা এই সময় প্রেক্ষিতে অত্যন্ত উপযুক্ত একটা বিষয় এবং খুব যথার্থ আলোচনারও একটা দাবি এই বিষয়টা রাখে। আমি ডক্টর দেবদাস গাঙ্গুলির আলোচনা শুনছিলাম। সত্যি কথাই যে এই সময়ে তো প্রথাগত শিক্ষা, যেভাবে শিক্ষকরা শিক্ষাদান করেন ছাত্রছাত্রীদেরকে, সেভাবে তো আজ প্রায় 3 মাস 3.5 মাস হতে চললো। শিক্ষা ব্যবস্থা সেই দিক থেকে প্রায় অচল অবস্থা, কিন্তু তার মধ্য থেকেও অনলাইনে শিক্ষার একটা প্রচেষ্টা চলছে, বিভিন্ন প্রাইমারি থেকে একদম বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় পর্যন্ত স্তর পর্যন্ত চলছে। তবে একটা কথা অবশ্যই বলার কথা, সেটা হচ্ছে পরিকাঠামো। এই পরিকাঠামো আমাদের ভারতবর্ষের মতো দেশের পক্ষে কতটা আছে সেই বিষয়ে একটা সন্দেহ থেকে, সেটা হলো যে ভারতবর্ষে সরকার পোষিত 993টা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় আছে, তার মধ্যে 394টি গ্রামে। 39,931টি কলেজের মধ্যে প্রায় 24,000-এর উপরে কলেজ আছে গ্রামীণ কলেজ। এবং আরেকটি তথ্য আমি জানাচ্ছি যে ভারতবর্ষের মোট জনসংখ্যার 66% গ্রামে বাস করে এবং এই 66% গ্রামের বাস করে যারা, তাদের মধ্যে ইন্টারনেট ব্যবহার করে 25.3% মানুষ এবং তার মধ্যে মহিলারা মোবাইল এবং ইন্টারনেট ব্যবহার করে 16% মানুষ। আমাদের কলেজ যেহেতু একটা গ্রামীণ কলেজ এবং আমাদের ছাত্রছাত্রীরা মূলত ফার্স্ট জেনারেশন লার্নার এবং গ্রাম থেকে উঠে আসা বেশিরভাগ ছেলে মেয়ে, তাই এই অনলাইন এডুকেশনের মাধ্যমে তাদের সবার কাছে কিভাবে শিক্ষা ব্যবস্থাটা পৌঁছে দেওয়া যাবে এ বিষয়ে আমার একটা গভীর আশঙ্কা রয়েই যাচ্ছে। শুধু আমাদের কলেজ বলে নয়, সামগ্রিক ভারতবর্ষের যে বিচার, সেখানে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে একটা ব্যাপক আকারে যদি পরিকাঠামোর পরিবর্তন না হয়, তাহলে পরে এই রকম প্যান্ডেমিক যে পরিবেশ, সেই পরিবেশের মধ্যে যথার্থ শিক্ষাটাকে চালু রাখা হয়তো কঠিন হয়ে যাবে। এ বিষয়ে আমি বিশেষজ্ঞ নই, আমি আমার ছোট্ট বক্তব্য এইভাবে রাখছি। আমাদের বিশেষজ্ঞ যারা আছেন তাদের কাছ থেকে আমরা শুনব এবং শুধু শিক্ষা ব্যবস্থা নয়, কর্ম 3.5 মাসেও হয়েছে এবং আরো হয়তো হবে। তা আশা করব যে বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে, যে এখানে যেসব রিসোর্স পার্সন যারা আছেন, স্পিকার আছেন, বিভিন্ন বিষয়ে তারা বিশারদ, তারা তাদের বিভিন্ন দৃষ্টিভঙ্গি দিয়ে আমাদের এই বিষয়কে আলোকপাত করবেন। আমি শেষ করব, সবাইকে আবার ধন্যবাদ জানিয়ে নমস্কার।
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable words. You have pointed out some very relevant questions And thank you, sir, questions and ideas. Thank you for sharing it. And now let me have the pleasure to ideas. Thank you for sharing it. And now let me have the pleasure from West Bengal State University to deliver his valuable on today's webinar. Sir, over to you, sir. Professor Dr. Ajit Mondol from West Bengal State University. Sir, I would like to request you to deliver your speech.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Hello. My
Yes, sir.
PPT is visible, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, minimize this Chrome and open your, before that you click on screen share option. Dr. Ajit Mondal, sir.
Yes.
At first you click on screen share option, then minimize this Chrome and open your PPT.
Is it visible, sir?
No. Till now it is not visible. Oh, one second. No, till now this is not visible.
Okay, try again.
Okay.
Screen share at first.
Yes. Now it will be visible.
Screen share, sir, at first.
No. Yes. Then
Yes.
minimize your Chrome. Minimize your Chrome.
After screen sharing.
Yes.
Okay. Just click on the button, screen share, then minimize.
Yes. Click on the screen share option, then minimize your Chrome, then open your PPT.
Okay. This is visible?
No, till now this is not visible.
Hello, sir. This is visible, sir?
No. Dr. Ajit Mondal, this is not visible.
তখন তো স্যার এইভাবেই খুলেছিলাম।
হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু এখনো খুলছে না। স্ক্রিন শেয়ারটাই ক্লিক করে কি বলছে দেখুন। স্ক্রিন শেয়ারে ক্লিক করে দেখুন তো আরেকবার কি বলছে।
স্ক্রিন শেয়ার,
হ্যাঁ,
দেন
স্ক্রিন শেয়ার অপশনে ক্লিক করলে এবার কি দেখাচ্ছে? স্যার আপনার মাইক্রোফোন অফ আছে। Now it is audible.
Audible, but screen share on করলাম স্যার, তারপর দেন
তারপরে ওখানে কি চাইছে? কিছু চাইছে?
স্ক্রিন শেয়ার অফ করলে স্ক্রিন শেয়ারিং টিপস আসছে, টিপস
টিপস দিয়ে এখান থেকে আমি বলতে পারবো না, না দেখতে পেলে তো। না দেখতে এইখানে আমার কাছে কোনো অপশন আসছে না যে আমি ওটাকে শেয়ার করব। আপনার কাছ থেকেই অপশন আসবে। Now it is visible. Dr. Ajit Mondal sir. Hello. Open your microphone. On your microphone, sir. Dr. Ajit Mondal sir. Please on your microphone. Okay, now it's okay. Then go to your PPT.
Okay. Yes, is it visible,
Yes,
sir?
yes, it is visible, visible.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Okay. Now carry on, sir.
Yes, sir. At the very outset, I would like to thank Dr. Shukdev Ghosh, Principal Srikrishna College, Bagula. Then I would like to thanks to Mr. Anup Kumar Bhadra, President of Governing Body Srikrishna College. Then I would like to thanks and my regards to Mohua Ghosh, Convener of the webinar, Associate Professor, Coordinator IQAC Srikrishna College, and Pushmita Mahato, Joint Convener, another Joint Convener, Dr. Sajidul Islam, and dear colleagues of that very college, Srikrishna College. I would like to thanks to them. And today's webinar, I also I would like to thank all the participants, the dear participants of today's webinar. And I would like to convey my thanks to my dear resource persons, Dr. Devdas Danguli, Dr. Debashish Bishwas, and Orgo Kushum Mukherjee, and my dear friends and dear colleagues of Sri Krishna College, everybody. I would like to thank to them, and good afternoon, everybody. Now I'm going to present my today's topic: the impact of the COVID-19 on education in rural India, challenges and responses.
Sir, please on your microphone, sir.
Oh,
So
no,
please on your mic.
he is not connected.
Oh,
Network problem. I'm calling him. স্যার লাইনটা পুরো কেটে গেছে। হ্যাঁ। ডক্টর দেবাশিস বিশ্বাস স্যার। হ্যালো।
Dr. Sajijul, please.
May I request you to deliver your speech, sir?
Am I audible
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir. You
yes.
are audible.
in this time?
Yes, sir. Because his net is not working,
Yeah.
so he requested to me over phone.
So this thing will be also possible in my case also.
Try it, sir.
Okay, sir. We would
Yeah,
like to request you
internet-
to deliver your speech, sir. Yes.
1 second, sir. 1 second. He came over here.
Yeah.
As some
Visible,
may
sir.
I start?
Visible.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
okay.
You can start.
Okay.
But before that, you start your PPT, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it is visible, your PPT.
Okay. Is it visible, sir?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. ইউনেস্কো দুটো ডেটা আমি এখানে দিয়েছি, একটা হচ্ছে 11th of March 2020, সেখানে দেখবো 194 কান্ট্রি ওয়াইড ক্লোজার অবস্থাতে ছিল এবং মোর দ্যান 90% of total enrolled learners all over world affected. More than 90%. But 4th July, if we look at the scenario on 4th July, we can see only 111 country-wide closure we have seen, and এবং the rate of affected enrolled learners decreasing at the point 61%. Actually, the at the peak of affected area we can locate during the March of 2020. এবং দেখা যাচ্ছে ওয়ার্ল্ড ওয়াইড যে ক্লোজার হওয়ার জন্য এবং শুধু এডুকেশনাল সেক্টর নয়, ইন এনি সেক্টর অফ সোশ্যাল সার্ভিস, কনসিকুয়েন্টলি যেটা আমরা পেয়েছি যে সাস্টেনেবল ডেভেলপমেন্ট গোলস, ইউএসডি গোলস, অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমরা মিলেনিয়াম ডেভেলপমেন্ট গোলস কাটিয়ে উঠে আমরা যখন ইউএন মেম্বার কান্ট্রি গুলো যখন তারা সাস্টেনেবল ডেভেলপমেন্ট গোলস যখন ফর্মুলেট করেছে 17 গোলস, এই 17 গোলস, these are all the goals are related to each other to transform our world. Actually, all the goals have also been affected during that pandemic tenure or era. Now my question is that, is India ready for digital transformation with special reference to rural India? Actually, ভারতবর্ষের মতো একটি দেশের ক্ষেত্রে ডিজিটাল ট্রান্সফরমেশন কতটা applicable, কতটা feasible to our rural India, we have to ponder over this matter. Changes happen not only in domestic services, all of you know, but in educational services since the outbreak of the pandemic COVID-19. Both teachers and students have been going through a paradigm shift, all of you know. Last paradigm shift in platform, that is offline to online, as today teaching learning has been not possible to deliver in the traditional classroom method in the context of COVID-19, all of you know. My question is that, are Indian institutes and universities ready for digital transformation is a big question. Actually, common issues related to digital transformation: number one, internet accessibility, internet bandwidth, internet speed, adequate technological resources, netiquette, that is the digital etiquette, we can say, socio-cultural and economic factors, there are so many factors, digital citizenship and sensitization, that is capacity building, etc. There are so many issues related to digital transformation. My question is that, how far we have satisfied all these issues for promoting digital transformation in India, in the field of education from elementary to higher education? You can see the picture. Actually, there are so many factors interrelated to each other for promoting or conducting any online teaching learning process. Now I just point out the profiling India: population, higher education, and digitization. Population, do you know the last census 2011? We can see the difference. Actually, rural India, the total population in rural India 74.3 crore. In urban India, only 28.6. Only 28.6. Rural urban distribution, you can see only around 70% people live in rural India. Only 30% people live in urban area. এবার যাচ্ছি আমরা যেটা হচ্ছে কারেন্ট সিনারি অফ ইন্ডিয়ান হায়ার এডুকেশন. Already Principal Sir Dr. Ghosh already covered the statistics. The number of total university in India at present 993. Among college, number of college in India at present 39,931. Students 3.73 crore. Teachers 14.16 lakhs. A GER, this is not satisfactory figure at present. Only 26.3%. Higher education gross enrollment ratio jodi dekhi amra seta dekhbo below 30%. After passing, after enjoying more than 7 decades, the fruits of our independence. So we have only achieved uh, around 30% GER in higher education. And this is not a picture, no, not a good picture. Okay. Uh, Last 5 decades of growth of GER, you can see the picture in slowly increasing. Research literature also revealed that more than 80% of India's population use their mobile hotspot for accessing the internet, out of which 96% of students who used mobile hotspot to gain access to educational resources had problems with internet connectivity. This is the real picture. More than 80% of India's population use their mobile, including me, hotspot for accessing the internet. Right? My question is that the digital divide, it is an area of concern in rural India. We have to analyze, we have to establish the scenario in favor of digital divide. We can I am trying to put some data in front of you. There is a real picture of digital divide existing in our in India. Digital divide is a term that refers to the gap between those who have access to the internet and other digital technologies, that is mobile television or personal computer, etc. Another, those who don't have these such facilities. There is a gulf of difference, haves and have nots. Density, internet density. If we look at the table, we can see that in rural India, internet density only 25.3%, and in urban density, it is little bit more, around 100%, 97.9 internet density. ইন্টারনেট ডেন্সিটি মিনস অ্যাকচুয়ালি 100 জনের মধ্যে কতজন লোক ইন্টারনেট ব্যবহার করে, ইন্টারনেট ইউজার in rural India only 25.3%. Another report from the global system for mobile communication, তারা যে ডেটাটা দিচ্ছে, gender is another important factor that shapes digital access. Only 16% of Indian women are found to be using mobile and internet services. On a comparative scale, women were 56% less likely to use mobile internet than men. Another report, a national sample survey, tara bolte je only 23.8% of Indian household had internet access. Can you imagine? Only 23.8% of Indian household had internet access. In rural household, 66% of the population যেখানে কিনা rural household রয়েছে, তারা only 14.9% had access, and in urban household only 42% had access. This result taken from national survey 2017-18. Now, we must ponder over the paradigm shift. Unless or until universal access to internet and digital solution or digital assets in a country like, the shift in digital learning might not be ideal solution, especially in rural India, as there are many low-income students who do not have access to broadband connectivity, mobiles, computer, laptops, etc., because of their inability to bear the cost. Otherwise, we will witness another new social division. That is the division, students with digital accessibility and students without digital accessibility. কিছু সংখ্যক ছাত্রছাত্রীদের ডিজিটাল অ্যাক্সেসিবিলিটি আছে আর বাকিদের নেই। এই যে emergence of new social division we will witness in near future. Actually, all of you know the Lord Macaulay Minute, 1835. 1835 সেখানে gave birth of new class division, English knowing class and English not knowing class among Indians. In 2020, we will notice another social division based on digitization. That is the students with digital accessibility and students without digital accessibility. And a new dimension of social division will automatically emerge in near future. Current position of India in domain of digital transformation. আমরা যদি দেখি ভারতবর্ষের ডিজিটাল ট্রান্সফরমেশনের কথা বলছি শিক্ষা ক্ষেত্রে, সেখানে যদি আমরা তিনটে স্টেজ অ্যাকচুয়ালি যদি লক্ষ্য করি, তিনটে স্টেজ দেখতে পাবো। India is currently in stage 1 of the transition from face to face learning to online education, where classes have began to be taken online. Actually ভারতবর্ষ যে জায়গাটা দাঁড়িয়ে আছে, প্রাইমারি থেকে বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় শিক্ষা পর্যন্ত স্টেজ 1 এ আছে, যেখানে কিনা অনলাইনে ক্লাসগুলো আমরা নিতে পাচ্ছি। সেকেন্ড স্টেজ এখনো পৌঁছাতে পারিনি আমরা, কিন্তু সেকেন্ড স্টেজে আছি, যেটা সেকেন্ড স্টেজ অফ দিস ট্রানজিশন is where there is 100% course delivery online, assessment, grading, etc. Stage 3 is a future goal, is where there is the complete delivery of course credit online degrees, মানে no face to face class, no face to face teaching learning or any, from the admission, from advertisement for admission to the completion of issuing certificate, all the process will be run in online mode. That is the stage 3. Actually India stands at stage 1. জাস্ট আমরা ক্লাসগুলো নিচ্ছি, কম বেশি ইন্টারাকশন বা অ্যাসেসমেন্ট মানে প্রাথমিকভাবে, মানে কমপ্লিট অ্যাসেসমেন্ট আমরা করতে পারছি না, এবং সেই অ্যাসেসমেন্ট যেটা নিচ্ছি সেই অ্যাসেসমেন্ট অতটা মানে অবজেক্টিভ নয়, অতটা রিলায়েবল বা ফিজিবল নয়। তার জন্য আমরা উই হ্যাভ নোটিসড ইউজিসি টাইম টু টাইম তারা গাইডলাইন চেঞ্জ করছে, এবং হায়ার এডুকেশন ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল তারাও টিল টুডে এর সিদ্ধান্তটা নিয়েছে প্রিভিয়াস ইয়ারে আউটগোয়িং ব্যাচ পার্ট 3 অর সেম 4 ইন পিজি কোর্স 80% নাম্বার প্রিভিয়াস বেস্ট রেজাল্টের উপর দেওয়ার কথা বলছে, আর বাকি 20 ইন্টারনাল অ্যাসেসমেন্ট already submitted through WhatsApp by the students to the respective teachers. But we can't proceed towards the online assessment due to actually karon hocche India is currently in stage 1. তাহলে what are the barriers to digital transformation in India? এবং all the barriers remain prominent in especially in rural India. Number 1, policy making of Indian education. All of you know that since the independence there are so many policies or committees formulated by the government of India one after one. সেখানে কিছু ল্যাকুনা রয়ে গেছে, মানে আমাদের দরকার ছিল এখানে এখনো আমরা GER in elementary education or net enrollment rate 100% যেতে পারেনি। এখনো অনেক there are so many students drop out, child labor রয়েছে, drop out রয়েছে, স্কুল drop out এবং স্কুল দেখেনি এরকম স্টুডেন্ট রয়েছে, তাদেরকে আমরা কিন্তু এখনো জিরো রিজেকশনের জায়গায় আনতে পারিনি due to the lack of proper sound policy making on education. I think delayed formulation of NPE and NCF, National Policy on Education. ভারতবর্ষ স্বাধীনতার 1 দশকের পরে জাতীয় শিক্ষানীতি তৈরি করছে, শুরুতে করতে পারেনি ভারত সরকার, তার মাসুল এখন আমাদেরকে দিতে হচ্ছে। সারা দেশ জুড়ে জাতীয় শিক্ষা আমরা তৈরি করতে পারিনি। ইন্ডিয়াননেস, সেন্স অফ ইন্ডিয়াননেস, সেন্স অফ ওয়াননেস, এই ব্যাপারটা আমরা প্রমোট করতে পারিনি থ্রু ন্যাশনাল এডুকেশন পলিসি। এবং ন্যাশনাল কারিকুলামও অনেক পরে হয়েছে, 75 1975 এ স্কুল কারিকুলাম হচ্ছে ন্যাশনাল লেভেলে। ক্যান ইউ ইমাজিন দ্য delayed formulation of national policy on education and NCF? তারপর আমরা বলতে পারি একটা মেজর প্রবলেম, যেটা হচ্ছে শিফটিং এডুকেশন ফ্রম স্টেট লিস্ট টু কনকারেন্ট লিস্ট। মানে ভারত যখন স্বাধীন হয়েছে তখন শিক্ষা ব্যবস্থা রাজ্য তালিকাতে ছিল এবং প্রত্যেকটা রাজ্য তার আর্থিক অবস্থা অনুযায়ী সে পরিকাঠামো দাঁড় করাতে পারেনি। পুরো ইকোনমিক ক্যাপাবিলিটির উপর দাঁড়িয়ে সে তার শিক্ষা ব্যবস্থা দাঁড় করিয়েছে। কিন্তু অনেক পরে 1976 এ গিয়ে কনকারেন্ট লিস্টে যাওয়ার পরে এডুকেশন gets a new momentum for building up a resilient education system in India. But we have passed a long time. 1976. Just imagine Indian got independence in 1947. এবং আরেকটা সিনারিও যেটা মনে হচ্ছে এডুকেশন শিক্ষা ক্ষেত্রে যে ফিনান্সিয়াল budgetary allocation, financial allocation on the part of central government or in state government, just around 3% of GDP. But this is not the exact figure which satisfies the sound, which satisfying for building up a sound education system. Only 3% of GDP. If we without finance you can't build up any infrastructure related in the field of education. All of you know that. Last barrier, I think, the lack of political willingness. This is actually the main agenda. Everything related to education, any policy or any scheme or any program is shaped by our political ideology. Is it right? Am I right? Actually, everything is guided, everything is shaped by our political parties. Which party governs our country? As India is a democratic country, naturally যে রাজনৈতিক দল সরকার গঠন করবে সেই রাজনৈতিক দলের সদিচ্ছার উপর নির্ভর করছে which scheme will be actualized or which policy will not be implemented in full swing. Depends on their political ideology. That's why there are so many policies have not been implemented fully. We have seen in the past decades after independence in India. আমি এখন একটু যেটা জায়গাটা একটু আমি জাস্ট বলবো, মানে আমাদের জাতীয় স্তরে রাজ্য স্তরে মানে ভারতবর্ষের রেসপন্স টুয়ার্ডস মানে কতটা সাড়া দিয়েছে ডিজিটাল টিচিং এর ক্ষেত্রে। আপনি দেখবে কতগুলো পদক্ষেপ নিয়েছে ন্যাশনাল মিশন অন এডুকেশন থ্রু ইনফরমেশন এন্ড কমিউনিকেশন টেকনোলজি 2019. It's a program formulated by Government of India. Another program, Digital India program, is a mega program, flagship program of India to actually with an objective of connecting rural areas with high-speed internet networks and improving digital library. Another program, National Policy on ICT in School Education 2013. National Digital Literacy Mission 2014. There are so many policies taken by the Government of India for digitization or digital transformation. And recently, you have looked at the newspaper, laptops and tablets to be provided to 40% of university students, government schools to get ICT facilities. Recently, বলছে 40% স্টুডেন্ট আপাতত উইদিন মানে টেনিয়রটা হচ্ছে 5 বছরের মধ্যে প্রোভাইড করবে এটা, নট এট প্রেজেন্ট কারেন্টলি টাইম স্প্যান বাউন্ড। এবং there are massive online open courses. There are mainly 4 platforms developed by Government of India for conducting massive online open courses. Number 1, SHOAM, National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, NPTEL, Mukut IIT Kanpur, IIT Bombay. These are 4 platforms conducting for massive online open courses in India at present. SHOAM, all of you know, is a big platform. There are so many courses conducted by them and certification and evaluation going on there from bolte jai KG to PG. There are all the courses related to KG to PG. এবং এই SHOAM ম্যাসিভ অনলাইন প্রোগ্রাম গুলো চালানোর জন্য ভারত সরকার 9টা টোটাল 9 মানে ন্যাশনাল কোঅর্ডিনেটর কে দায়িত্ব দিয়েছে। AICT already know are dealt with technical education, NPTEL also technical education, UGC that is the higher education. CEE, that is a school dropout. NCERT school education, NOS school education, IGNO higher education and school education, IIMB Bangalore, যেটা ইন্ডিয়ান ইনস্টিটিউট অফ ম্যানেজমেন্ট এন্ড ম্যানেজমেন্ট এডুকেশন ডিল উইথ, এই যে নটটা, এবং NITTE আর আমাদের সল্টলেকে একটি প্রতিষ্ঠান আছে সেন্ট্রাল প্রতিষ্ঠান, এরা মেইনলি ডিল উইথ টিচিং টিচিং যে টিচার এডুকেশন আর কি, টিচার এডুকেশন নিয়ে ডিল করে। এই নটটা কোঅর্ডিনেটর তারা কোর্স ডেভেলপ করছে, কন্ডাক্ট করছে বিভিন্ন টেকনিক্যাল, নন টেকনিক্যাল, স্কুল এডুকেশন, কলেজিয়েট এডুকেশন, হায়ার এডুকেশন, এভরিথিং। এই নটটা ন্যাশনাল coordinator. If you visit the SWAM platform, you will get the information. Guidelines for developing online courses, SWAM. Actually SWAM platform যেটা প্রত্যেকটা কোর্সের 4টে পেরিফেরি আছে, কোয়াড্রেন্টস বলছে, ভিডিও লেকচার আছে, আর কিছু পিডিএফ কন্টেন্ট ওখানে দেয়া আছে, ইউ ক্যান ডাউনলোড। আর কিছু আছে আপনার কিছু সেলফ অ্যাসেসমেন্ট টেস্টের জন্য কিছু টেস্ট দেওয়া আছে, এবং কিছু কুইজ দেওয়া আছে, এবং লাস্ট যেটা হচ্ছে একটা ফোরাম আছে ওখানে অনলাইন ডিসকাশনের জন্য। এই 4টে প্যারামিটার, if you go through all these 4 parameters, after completion you will get successfully a course certificate developed by them. ক্রেডিট ট্রান্সফার, কিছু কোর্স আছে যেখানে কিনা ক্রেডিট আছে, সেই ক্রেডিট আপনি বিশেষ করে স্টুডেন্টরা, they can transfer their credit earned from the SWAM platform to their existing curriculum, to their existing course. বিশেষ করে ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলে এই মুহূর্তে 1 2 3 4 5 only 5 সরি আমি ভুল লিখেছি 5 ইনস্টিটিউশনস ইন ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল, তারা এখানে এই প্রভিশন গুলো মেইনটেইন করতে পারবে, তারা ক্রেডিট ট্রান্সফার করতে পারবে কোন স্টুডেন্টের যে ক্রেডিটটা SWAM থেকে তারা আর্ন করেছে। কারেন্ট প্রোফাইল অফ SWAM দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, এই মুহূর্তে মানে প্রায় 1900 কোর্স রান করছে, মানে ওখানে 1900 মতো কোর্স ওখানে আছে, এবং বছরে দুবার ওটা সেশন আছে। রিসেন্ট যে সেশন জুলাই থেকে ডিসেম্বর যে সেমিস্টার, তার জন্য 82টা ইউজি লেভেলের কোর্স ইউজিসি প্রোভাইড করেছে, 42টা পিজি কোর্স প্রোভাইড করেছে। all of you, if you are interested, you can register there. অনলাইন লার্নিং রিসোর্স এমইউআইডি প্রচুর আছে, আপনারা জানেন, all of you know. Just I skip digital library. There are so many digital library at present in India. You will get a lot of matters and you can download from there free of cost. My another question is that if ভারত সরকার কিছু চাইনিজ অ্যাপস তারা মানে টোটাল নাম্বার 59 চাইনিজ অ্যাপস ব্যান করে দিয়েছে ফর আওয়ার সিকিউরিটি আর প্রাইভেসি কনসার্ন, কিন্তু আমাদেরকে দরকার যেটা কিছু অ্যাপস ছিল, বিশেষ করে ফ্রম দ্য লিস্ট অফ 59 স্ক্যাম স্ক্যানার, মানে all of you know the use of about the use of scam scanner. It is good quality at apps for scanning our documents. বিশেষ করে আমরা এই যে স্টুডেন্টদের হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে যে ম্যাটার গুলো কন্টেন্ট ডেলিভারি করছে প্যান্ডেমিক সময়ে, ম্যাক্সিমাম টিচাররা আপনারা দেখে থাকবেন যে স্ক্যাম স্ক্যানারে স্ক্যান করে, এবং খুব ভালো কোয়ালিটি। না আমার কোশ্চেন হচ্ছে, সিকিউরিটি পারপাসে আপনি বললেন সব ঠিক আছে, গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়া has taken a good decision, but parallelly government of India should develop such type of apps which are used generally in our education purpose. There are so many apps in parallel with scam scanner, Microsoft Office, Lens, Adobe Scan, but these are not equitable with scam scanner in terms of quality. All of you, I hope all of you agree with me. লাস্ট অফ অল মিনিস্ট্রি অফ হোম অ্যাফেয়ার্স এপ্রিল মাসে যেটা দেখেছেন, জুম অ্যাপসটাকে তারা নিষিদ্ধ করছে, মানে সতর্কতা জারি করেছে যে বিভিন্ন ইনফরমেশন হ্যাকিং হতে পারে। তার জন্য সত্যিকার কথা in 2nd July, in response to this, Reliance Jio officially launched the Jio Meet. This is only indigenous Indian apps for video conferencing, Jio Meet. It's a ray of hope, we can say. এবং অলরেডি ইউজিসি দেখবেন সিদ্ধান্ত নেওয়ার পথে যে যেন এই প্যান্ডেমিক এবং করোনা সত্যিকারের কথা when it will be eradicated fully, we can't say, anybody can't say. That's why UGC in near future they will run online degree courses, এবং 230টা ইউনিভার্সিটিকে তারা দায়িত্ব দিচ্ছে অনলাইন ডিগ্রি কোর্স ইউজি এবং পিজি লেভেলে। এবং নিও নর্মাল এটিকেটস, আমরা ধরে নিচ্ছি যে একটা সময় হয়তো নর্মাল হলে আমরা স্কুল কলেজে বাচ্চারা সবাই আসবে, স্টুডেন্টরা, বাট তার জন্য কি কি এটিকেট মেনটেন করতে হবে ইউজিসি অলরেডি ফ্রেমড আপ, that is the picture, neo normal etiquettes, এবং এবং সবচেয়ে ভিক্টিমাইজড মনে রাখবেন, সবচেয়ে স্পেশাল চিলড্রেন উইথ স্পেশাল নিডস, মানে এই ডিউরিং প্যান্ডেমিক, তাদের জন্য ইউজিসি কিছু সাজেশন রেখেছে ইউজিসি ওয়েবসাইটে, আপনারা দেখতে পারবেন দিস আর। এবং yesterday I have gone through this book, Mental Health in the Times of COVID-19 Pandemic. This book has been published Department the National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience, Bengal. This is a famous institute. All of you know that this institute has published this book, Mental Health. Can all of you know that our mental health to some extent disturbed, especially among the children belonging to the age group below 14 or 16, কেননা তারা সেই তাদের ক্লাসমেট, তাদের প্লে গ্রাউন্ডে যেতে পারছে না, তাদের নানাবিধ সমস্যা আমরা রিয়েলাইজ করতে পারছি দ্য গ্রেভিটি অফ প্যান্ডেমিক, বাট দে কান্ট রিয়েলাইজ হোয়াট ইজ হ্যাপেনিং। দ্যাটস ওয়াই একটা মেন্টাল হেলথ ডিস্টারবেন্স চলছে। এই বইটা খুব কাজে দেবে, ওখানে প্রচুর ভালো ভালো লেখা আছে কি করলে আমরা we can restore mental health among our students or our children. Lastly, I will take a few minutes the way forward, what to do ultimately. Actually, আমার যেটা মনে হচ্ছে being a teacher, যেমন right to education এখন fundamental right to access to internet and right to access to digital tools as a human right, এটাকে establish করতে হবে, এবং it should be connected, it should be juxtaposed with Article 21 and Article 21A. All of you know Article 21, right to life and liberty. Your life will be successful and materialized when your right to education will be materialized. So your আমি বলতে চাইছি আপনার শিক্ষাটাকে যদি কিনা মেটেরিয়ালাইজ করতে চান, তাহলে আপনার এই মুহূর্তে ডিজিটাল অ্যাক্সেসটাকেও হিউম্যান রাইটের পর্যায়ে নিয়ে যেতে হবে। মানে আমি বলতে চাইছি জিরো রিজেকশন পলিসি গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়াকে নিতে হবে, মানে নো স্টুডেন্ট cannot be left outside the digital platform, digital access. Number 3, digital citizenship. Digital citizenship is the term used to define the appropriate and responsible use of technology among users. All of you know that. এর জন্য যেটা দরকার আমাদের লার্নারদেরকেও তাদেরকে ডিজিটালি সিটিজেনশিপের প্রমোট করবার জায়গায় আমাদেরকে উদ্যোগ নিতে হবে, কেননা রেসপেক্ট, এডুকেট এন্ড প্রোটেক্ট, এই তিনটে প্যারামিটার সামনে রেখে তাদের মধ্যে ডিজিটাল সিটিজেনশিপটিকে গড়ে তুলতে হবে। 9 elements of digital citizenship: digital access, digital commerce, digital communication, digital literacy, etc. Another crying need netiquette, যেটা হচ্ছে ইন্টারনেট এটিকেট আর কি, যেটা বলতে চাইছি। এখানে দেখবেন অনেক সময় বিভিন্ন গুগল মিট বা যে অ্যাপসে আমরা যে ভিডিও কনফারেন্সিং গুলো করছি একাডেমিক পারপাসে, সেখানে দেখবেন অনেকে মিউট অবস্থায় রাখছে না, একাধিকবার বলা সত্ত্বেও তারা কিন্তু মিউট করছে না, প্রোগ্রাম কি হচ্ছে, ডিস্টার্ব হচ্ছে। এবং দেখা যাচ্ছে চ্যাট বক্সে কি কমেন্ট লিখতে হয় তারা দে আর নট অ্যাওয়্যার, তারা সেই যেগুলো এই বিভিন্ন যে এটিকেট, এই এটিকেট গুলো প্রমোট করতে হবে লার্নারদের মধ্যে, কেননা তবেই একটা সাউন্ড সিস্টেম আপনি ইউ ক্যান রান। এবং তাছাড়া মনে রাখতে হবে সবচেয়ে বড় কথা, অলরেডি গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়া হ্যাজ ড্রাফটেড draft national policy, education policy 2009. It is in draft, but it will be finalized in near future. But before finalization, I can say this national policy must be revised in connection with pandemic conditions. Kind of digitization, the scope for digitization must be inserted in the National Education Policy 2019. তাছাড়া রয়েছে যেটা হচ্ছে ওপেন সোর্স ডিজিটাল লার্নিং সলিউশন এন্ড লার্নিং ম্যানেজমেন্ট সফটওয়্যার, যেটা হচ্ছে আমরা ভিডিও কনফারেন্সিং এবং ক্লাস অনলাইন এভরিথিং নিচ্ছি, কিন্তু যেটা আমি বলতে চাই অ্যাসেসমেন্ট ভালো ঠিকঠাক নিতে পারছি না, বা স্টুডেন্টরা আপলোড করছে সেটাকে আমি আমার নিজের সময় অ্যাসেসমেন্ট করতে পারছি না, বা আমার যে কন্টেন্ট সেটাকে আমি যদি মনে করি মডিফাই করব, আবার সেটা কদিন পরে মডিফাই করে অটোমেটিক আপলোড এবং স্টুডেন্টরা ডাউনলোড করবে, এভরিথিং যে লার্নিং ম্যানেজমেন্ট সফটওয়্যার ডেভেলপ করতে হবে এবং সেটাকে অ্যাডাপ্ট করতে হবে অ্যাট ইনস্টিটিউশনাল লেভেল, সো টিচার্স ক্যান কন্ডাক্ট অনলাইন টিচিং এন্ড অ্যাসেসমেন্ট। এবং পাশাপাশি যেটা দেখতে হবে 6% জিডিপি, যেটা কিনা কোটারি কমিশন বলে গিয়েছিল, সেই 6% জিডিপি তে আমাদের এডুকেশন শিক্ষা খাতে যে বরাদ্দ 6% জিডিপি আমাদেরকে বরাদ্দ করতে হবে, মানে এই ব্যাপারে একটু এনশিওর নিশ্চিত করতে হবে আমাদের। তাছাড়া থাকছে আপনার ওডিএল, যেটা হচ্ছে আমরা যে ওপেন ডিস্টেন্স লার্নিং বিভিন্ন ইউনিভার্সিটি রান অলরেডি করে আসছে আর কি, সেই ইউনিভার্সিটির সংখ্যাগুলো একটু ইনক্রিজ করতে হবে। লাস্ট স্লাইড I can say teachers should have to make coordination among content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge. Already at a before pandemic, well and good, but at this situation we have to add to these two items technological knowledge. But actually teachers should have to make coordination among CK, pick and PK at that time of delivery in the classroom, where in online mode. Okay, these are last but not the least, actually a multi-pronged strategy necessary to manage the crisis and build a resilient Indian education system in post-COVID era. I can say multi-prong, একটা দুটো এরকম পদক্ষেপ নিলে হবে না, মানে আপনাকে এক গুচ্ছ স্ট্র্যাটেজি নিতে হবে, তবেই কিনা মানে এই আরবান রুরাল এর মধ্যে যে ডিভিশন ইন টার্মস অফ ডিজিটাইজেশন সেটাকে কিন্তু আমরা এরাডিকেট করতে পারবো, আদারওয়াইজ নট। Last, an innovative teaching and leadership consultant George Soros says technology can never replace great teacher. All of you know technology can't take the place of great teacher. Teacher is absolutely dear item in the classroom, but technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. যেটা টেকনোলজি যদি কিনা ভালো শিক্ষকের হাতে এসে পৌঁছায় তাহলে he can make a transformation. Okay, thank you all of you. Thanks again all of you. Good afternoon. Okay.
Hello, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable speech. And really, we are very much enriched by your valuable words and the points that you have raised in your lecture. Now, I would like to request Professor Debashish Bishwas from Vidyasagar University to deliver his valuable speech in this webinar. So I would request you, sir, to please deliver your speech. Sir, Dr. Debashish Bishwas, sir, is delivering his speech.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. It is a very proud moment to me to get this ample opportunity to share my views before the learned audience as well as my beloved students of Srikrishna College, which is situated in Bagula. And I convey my sincere gratitude, especially to the principal of Srikrishna College, Dr. Sukhdev Ghosh, and my student, Dr. Sajijul Islam, is very close to me, and also all the resource persons, specifically Professor Devdas Ganguly, who is also present over here. He is also very close to me. And above all the members of the organizing committee, and they have organized this webinar in a very befitting way, and the topic they have chosen, it is also very, very relevant in this pandemic situation. So I will address my deliberation through PowerPoint presentation. So I will share my PowerPoint presentation with you so that it will be very much crystal clear what we should do in this present time, what our students will do in this present time, and what would be the role of the teachers as well as the non-teaching communities in the education sector. So just give me a few seconds so that I can present my PowerPoint presentation in front of you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay, no
Yes,
problem.
sir. You are. Okay.
Yeah. So the topic is impact of COVID-19 pandemic on education and employability of rural youth. So we have noticed over here, we are giving more emphasis on two E. One is stands for education and another E stands for employability. And third E is economy. So if the topic will be like this, education, employability, and economy, it will be far better. So we can think it for the near future if this type of seminar is being organized. So I will focus on 2E, not 3E, education and employability. Before going to the discussion of this topic, we should first recognize, we should first realize why this present time, why this present time have been appeared
Arnob,
হ্যালো,
sir,
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ,
Dr.
Hello.
Devashish বিশ্বাস sir. Hello.
I think there is some technical problem.
There was
Because-
problem, sir just coming. PPT was showing, he is showing now. I think within 2 to 3 minutes he will come.
Yes. Okay, let us wait for
Let us
the
wait
PPT.
for 5 minutes. করেছিলাম তো।
I think there is some network problem because the internet is not working. I think the internet connection is not working.
Yes, Mr. Arnav, he is trying to come, and
Yes, the internet connection is
PPT
not
is showing.
working.
PPT is showing. Wait for another 2 minutes. I think he will
Yes.
come. Today the net is very slow.
Hmm.
The net is now disconnected. What should we do, Mr. Arnav?
Uh, should we
Should I
proceed
wait or-
to another? Should we proceed to Orghosar's speech? Another.
Give me 2 minutes. I am calling him and asking him
Okay.
what
Okay.
he want.
Okay. Okay. Hello. Sajijullah, did you call him?
Okay, okay, okay. Yes, Mr. Arnav,
Yes.
his network is disconnected, so you carry on. Go move for Arnav. Sorry, move for Orgho
Orgo
Kusum
sir
Mukherjee.
speech.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. Okay, perhaps there is some technical snag and the network of Professor Devashish বিশ্বাস is not working. There is a problem, there is a technical problem. In this situation, we should proceed towards another very important speech for what we are waiting for, and the speech will be delivered by Professor Dr. Orghu Kusum Mukherjee from University of Kolani, and I would like to request Professor Dr. Orghu Kusum Mukherjee to deliver his speech. Sir, please.
Sir, unmute your microphone, sir, please.
Sir, please unmute your microphone. It is muted. Sir, your mic is muted. Yeah, yes.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Now it is
Could you hear me?
audible, sir. Audible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Audible, sir.
Okay. Okay. Respected Sri A.K. Bhadro, President Governing Body Srikrishna College, Dr. Shukdev Ghosh, Principal Srikrishna College, Professor Mohua Ghosh, Convener of this webinar, Professor Pushpita Mahato, Joint Convener of this webinar, Dr. Sajidul Islam, Joint Convener of this webinar, other distinguished speakers and participants of this conference. Today's topic of discussion is impact of COVID-19 on education and employability of the rural youth. Migration of labor force, that is migration from rural area to urban area, was first formally discussed in the discipline of economics by Arthur W. Lewis. In his celebrated model, Lewis assumed a two-sector economy. One is a vast traditional agricultural sector and another small modern. Now, agricultural sector is situated in the rural area and industrial sector in the urban area. The term modern, the term tradition has two implications in agricultural sector. One is the mode of production. Mode of production in agriculture is mostly labor intensive and no sophisticated machineries are used in the production process. The second implication is agriculture is run as a household business. That is, if a household owns 2 acres of land and there are 5 laborers in the household, all of them participate in the production process. If total produce of the agriculture from the land is 5 quintal of rice, each of the laborer get 1 quintal of rice. This is the average return or average wage from the agriculture. However, it might happen that out of the 5 laborers, 3 laborers are sufficient to produce 5 quintal of rice. That is, 2 laborers are idle in nature. They are not contributing anything in the production process. Their marginal productivity is 0 and they are called disguisedly unemployed laborers. Now we'll talk about the small modern industrial sector which is situated in urban area. The term modern has two implications in industrial sector. The first is the mode of production. Mode of production is mostly capital intensive in nature. That is, highly sophisticated machineries are used in the production process. The second implication of the term modern in industry is that industry is run as a profit-making concern. Aim of the industry is to maximize profit, and all factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, business organization, they are paid according to marginal productivity. If marginal productivity of labor is zero, laborers get zero wage. However, we have already discussed in agriculture that even if marginal productivity of labor is zero, they are getting positive wage because agriculture is run as a family business, not on the principle of profit maximum. Now, if employer of the industrial sector wants to recruit laborer from the rural sector, employer of the urban sector or industrial sector will pay a wage just above the average wage, that is 1 quintal rice, just above the 1 quintal rice. This scarcely unemployed labor will move from rural sector to the urban sector, and this is beneficial for industrial sector. Now, employer of the industrial sector wants to recruit further labor from rural sector, then wage of the laborer in the urban sector will be increased. On the other hand, employer of the rural sector, they will also pay higher wages for laborer to keep the laborer, rural laborer, in the existing use of agricultural production. So what will happen? Laborers will get higher wages in both sectors, in agriculture sector and in industrial sector. This is a blissful condition, and equilibrium will be achieved where wages are same in both sectors. Therefore, migration is a prerequisite condition for economic development of a society. However, in reality, whoever moves from rural area to urban area is not automatically absorbed in the urban labor market. Because urban labor market, that is not homogeneous in nature. We can compartmentalize urban employment sector into two compartments. One is formal sector and another is informal sector. Informal sector, laborers are unionized. As a result, what happened? Employer cannot evict them at their own will. Laborers get higher wages. They are sufficiently protected by social security measures. On the contrary, laborers in the informal sector, they are not unionized. They can be evicted at any time. Their wages are higher than the subsistence level of wage paid in the agriculture sector, but sufficiently low compared to the wage of the organized sector or formal sector. Even their protection of social security measure is also very limited. People who migrate from rural area to urban area are mostly absorbed in this informal, low-paid sector. With the outbreak of COVID-19, we have seen reverse migration, that is migration from urban area to rural area, not from the migration from rural area to urban area, rather migration from urban area to rural area. Migration from industrially developed states like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Delhi to less industrially less developed states like UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal. Therefore, the employability of rural youth is at stake. We have to restructure the existing avenues of rural employment, or we have to create new avenues of rural employment. We know that agriculture is the main economic activity of rural India. It contributes 17.2% of our GDP if GDP is measured in terms of GVA, that is gross value added methodology. But it employs 42% of our labor force. So it shows our agriculture's productivity is very low. If agricultural productivity increases, what happens? Demand for rural labor force will increase, and eventually rural labor will get higher wages. Now, what are the policies that can transform Indian agriculture? Professor Mahendra Dev have suggested some policies. The first one is agricultural marketing reform. We have to move from consumer-centric policies to producer-centric policies. There exist a large number of intermediaries between producers and consumers. For the betterment of producers, we have to evict these intermediaries. The second one is that agricultural exports should be encouraged by different methods. If there is ban on agricultural export, the farmers will be hurt most. So, and this banning on agricultural export is one of the reasons that the price of agricultural commodity is low in our country. Professor Dev also put emphasis on the need of seeds, fertilizers, credit, land, water management, and technology for higher productivity of agriculture. Now, for growth of any sector, whether it is agriculture or industry, investment is crucial. However, investment over the years has decreased in agricultural sector. So there should be more public and private investment in agriculture, specifically for infrastructure development like warehousing, storage facilities, and rural connectivity in the market. Similarly, we have to think about water management policies. About 60% of irrigated water is consumed by only two crops, that is sugarcane and rice. So future enhancement of the productivity of agriculture depends on judicious use of water resources. Another important thing is yield rate of several crops in our country. Yield rate is significantly low in our country compared to other countries. Technological innovations in this regard can bridge the gap. We need to shift from rice and wheat-centric policies to promote millets, pulse, fruits, vegetables, horticulture, and fish. Another major bottleneck of agricultural productivity is fragmentation of land. Due to huge population in the country, land-man ratio is very low. As a result, land is fragmented or as the size of we can go for consolidation of holding, or we can go for cooperative farming to use the economies of scale of mechanized farming. To ease the pressure, population pressure on land, we must encourage small scale and cottage industries A significant portion of the population will be involved, rural population will be involved in small scale and cottage industries, and there will be less population pressure on agriculture. If these policies are pursued, then definitely agricultural productivity will increase. We also have to think about mass employment policies. Now, we have two mass employment policies. One is the wage employment. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act is a very good example of wage employment scheme. There is a mandate of 100 days employment for every household in rural India in each financial year. However, in the financial year 2018-19, only 51 only 51 rural households got only 51 days of employment. This is not due to demand side constraint. That is, people have demanded less number of days of work, rather it's a supply side constraint that provide 100 days employment to rural households in our country. In the post-COVID situation, the government should increase the number of days to from 100 to 100. Another mass employment self-employment scheme. National program flagship program for India is a example of self-employment scheme. That program and be capable of self-employment. We can harness the optimal benefit of livelihood mission program if we integrate well. Self-help with its federation has become a platform where poor can bargain well with the elite. Therefore, higher productivity and mass employment can enhance the scope of employment for rural COVID-19. Now, I'll just think about the impact of COVID-19. It the public good and has strong
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Arnob. Mr. Arnob,
Yes.
I think there is a network problem. He is also not connected. He's trying. Okay, he is connected now. 1 second. Yes, sir. Dr. Argho Kusum Mukherjee, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Your network is little disturbing. Your sound is not clear.
Hello, could you hear me?
Hello.
Could you hear me? Hello? Could you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir. Sir, I think there is some
Can
network
I start?
problem because. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Could you hear
think.
me?
Yes, yes,
Uh, and can I start now?
yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Please, sir.
I'm starting again. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Education is a public good and it has strong positive externality. It means if someone becomes doctor, he is benefited, but society benefits more. That is, social benefit is higher than private benefit. We can analyze education from two perspectives. One is from the perspective of demand side and another from the perspective of supply side. Supply side means in a particular region, parents are willing to send their children into schools and colleges, but in that area, no school or colleges does exist. From the demand side, schools and colleges do exist in that particular region, but parents are not willing to send their children into schools or colleges because decision of sending a children into schools or colleges depends on the future return from the education. If general education is unable to fetch employment, then definitely parents will think twice before sending their children into schools and colleges. Therefore, scope of employability and education is highly correlated.
Sir, I
We
think
have
there is some
already.
network problem, sir. We
Hello?
cannot hear you. Sir, we cannot hear you. I think there is some network problem. There is a sound come.
But okay, hello.
Hello. There is
Could you
some
hear
hazy
me?
sounds.
Hello.
There are some hazy sounds coming out.
Hazy sounds. Uh, Hello.
Hello.
Now could you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes,
Is it clear? Is it clear? Is
yes.
it clear?
Yes, now it is clear. Now it's
Okay.
clear. Okay, okay, okay,
Okay.
sir.
So therefore scope of employment and education is highly correlated. We have already discussed that agriculture and allied activities is the main economic activity of rural India. Therefore, we have to focus our education towards agriculture and allied activities. Rural youth can be imparted training on dairy technology, fisheries, food processing technology, agribusiness management, poultry farming, and modern agriculture research. A vibrant agriculture along with skilled human resource can make employment prospect better for the rural youth. That is all about my lecture. Thanks all.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Okay.
much for your
Okay.
enlightening lecture, for your enlightening speech. Now, I would like to request Dr. Debashish Bishas, who is present now, So please, sir, say to deliver your valuable words. There was some technical problem there. The network was not working. The internet was not working then. Now it's working, sir. So please
Yeah,
deliver
thank you.
your,
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah. Am I audible now? Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible and visible. Your
Okay,
PPT is
thank you.
visible.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
So first I will focusing on why present time, why we are confronting this present time. There are some specific reasons, and due to these specific reasons, we have come to this present pandemic situation. The first point I have mentioned in my PPT, that is negligence about time for nature. We have given very minimum time to our nature. Every time we are trying to extract, every time we are trying to exploit all the natural resources. We are taking water, we are taking air, we are exploiting trees, plants, the entire forest area, flora, fauna. That means we are disrupting the entire ecosystem as well as the biodiversity. So, pandemic situation, it is obvious because nature has started to take the revenge of our nuisance activities of human civilization. We proclaim that we are very civilized, but in a real sense, we are not at all civilized. Therefore, from today, we have to understand the teacher as well as the students community, we must recognize and we should give the sufficient time to our nature. Otherwise, this type of pandemic situation will be repeated in the near future. And we know that in the year 2018, the Spanish flu was appeared in our country as well as in the globe. And again, we are confronting this situation. The second reason is seamless mobility of human. Without any reason, we are moving from one part to another part. You just imagine this virus was originated in Wuhan, and within a very couple of months, that virus has been spreaded entire the globe. So who is responsible for it? The seamless mobility of human community. And the third point is the virus has also become very much smart because we know that there is no clear-cut vaccine has been invented by the scientists because the nature of the mutation of this virus in different countries, it is differing. Therefore, it is very difficult task in the hands of the scientist to give some remedial measures for us. So the present time is unknown. We don't know where it will end. We don't know. The trajectory is unknown to us. And whatever the model has been contributed by various behavioral scientists, their prediction model also fails. Why? Because their prediction model, they are focusing on what will happen after 50 years or what will happen after 100 years. So my submission is that what will happen after 100 years? This is meaningless prediction. You just tell me what will happen after 15 days, after 1 month. That model is very much fruitful in order to prescribe certain model which can tell you what will happen after 100, after 200 years. Because after 100 or after 200 years, I will not be there and you will not also be present there. So what is the utility to prescribe this type of model? The sixth point is the present time we are talking about globalization, not globalization. The wave of globalization has been totally eroded. Now we are talking about deglobalization. We are not talking about global business. We are now giving emphasis on the closeness of the business within a particular territory, within a particular country, within a particular region. So this time, everything has been slowed down due to COVID-19 pandemic. Another thing is that there are dual crises. One is demand crisis, another is supply crisis. So this type of situation has never happened before. The both side crisis we are confronting with. Because you know that many Indians, they do not have now real cash. That's why they are not able to purchase even their necessary commodities, which is required for their sustenance of life. On the other hand, many small scale industry or the large scale industry, they are also not able to supply due to huge problem of their cash, the total breakdown of the supply chain due to the certain reductions of the demand. So the supply side is also under crisis, as well as demand side is also under crisis. And the next point is this crisis is entirely different from previous global crisis, and which happened around the globe in the year 2007-2008. But that crisis was mainly the crisis for demand for finance. That means financial crisis was there. So only the demand side problem was there. But present time, we are confronting two types of crisis. One is demand, another is supply side crisis. That's why this time is very crucial for us. And the next point, the present time, why it is crucial? Because there is a tremendous life crisis. At any time, anyone may die. So basically, at any time, any person may be affected due to COVID-19. It might be the community transmission. It might be due to some other personal reasons. anything it might be. So the normal date is not now at present. So therefore, we should be very much cautious in this time. All the communities. I am not talking about only the student community. Yes, student community, they will also under crisis, as well as the other communities. Entire human communities are under tremendous crisis. So we can say that it is a complete failure of science. It is a complete failure of science. So we should give emphasis on absolute science, the real science, not only the science of mathematics, chemistry, and physics. Right? So the next point of discussion is impact of COVID-19 pandemic on employability. How much employability will be generated? The central government as well as other appropriate government, they are saying that they will create many jobs for us. But we have to understand the real situation, because due to pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, all the business governing equation has been totally changed. Now the business is not running at their traditional way, traditional path. They are now running as per the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So their governing style, their leading style, their compensation strategy, their recruitment strategy, selection strategy, development strategy, everything, finance strategy, everything having a new dimension. So they are not following the traditional path. So as the governing equation of business is changing, so it is obvious it will give a positive and tremendous impact on the employability side. So the employability are bound to be reduced due to this present. And now all the business, they are trying to meet the local needs as well as national needs, because due to COVID-19, no one we are showing our interest to cross our boundary, to cross our national boundary, because there is risk. Therefore, the business is also fulfilling the local demands as well as the national demands. So all the multinational companies earlier, they basically tried to fulfill the aspiration of the needs of the global customers, global clients. But now their paradigm has been totally shifted. Therefore, the expansion activities has been reduced. So obviously, the job opportunity will be also reduced due to this strategy taken by the business houses. And another point is salary will be redefined. Every day we are getting various news from various corners, because we have also our own personal circle. So they are saying that, sir, from tomorrow my job will not be there. We are getting this bad news every day. Someone is saying that, sir, from tomorrow or from next month, my salary will be just 50% what I am getting now. Can you imagine the situation? The salary is redefined. And basically, all the small scale industry, medium scale industry, they are taking this strategy, because they have been adversely, tremendously affected due to COVID-19 in comparison to the big corporate houses. So in case of the big corporate houses, in case of the government employees, we are not facing so much problem. That's why we are not ready to realize the mental agony of the people. So salary is redefined. This is the reality. So if you can get job right now, your salary will not be up to your expectation, up to your desire. So this is the reality. You have to accept it. And even maximum organizations, maximum business organization, as well as non-business organization, they are trying to reduce their capital expenditure. The cost of capital expenditure is being tremendously reduced. For example, Ratan Tata, he has specifically suggested all the employees, all the managers of various concerns of Ratan Tata, and he has clearly pointed out that you try to minimize the capital expenditure. You try to rely on the variable cost structure. The fifth point is extreme frugality, lower risk taking. That means extreme frugality in that sense, it implies that there will be not a permanent like job. If an organization requires your job will be temporary in nature. How much time you will devote, accordingly you will be paid. It is not like that all the organization will be paying for 24 hours for 30 days. It will be not like that due to this pandemic situation, because every organization is now trying to reduce their risk taking capacity, because they are not willing to take so much risk due to this pandemic situation. So the work rule as well as the business models, it has widely changed. The business models has changed. The work pattern has been changed. The style of work has been changed. The timing of work has been changed. How the product will reach to the customers, the marketing channel has been changed. The buying pattern of the customers has been changed. So everything has been changed. So obviously the employability will be affected due to this changing models, due to this changing work rules. The next point is less cross-border deals. That point I have already explained. We are not giving more emphasis on global field. We are giving more emphasis on local as well as to fulfill our national needs. And every organization is now trying to get some individual productivity. So they are now actually want some human beings whose productivity is obviously superior than the other persons. So the higher individual productivity is becoming the need of the hour. So you have to be fast, as well as you have to maintain the quality. The speed of your work would be qualitative, so that you will be accepted by the organization. And you must be capable of more than one skill at this present time. If you have only the educational skill, suppose you do not have any computer skill, you cannot communicate with the students the simple way. Therefore, side by side, you have to inculcate more than a single skill. And that is the need of the hour. Every business organization now, they are demanding not such a person having only finance specialization. They are wanting some person having dual specialization, marketing, finance, HR, in this way. And we have already just observe that whatever the activities we are doing, even we are teacher and other employees who are working in other non-teaching organization, they are now doing their work from home. But I have some doubt how much time it will be continuing work from home. But although due to pandemic, we are bound, the organizations, they are also bound to, they are now giving the work opportunity to their employees so that the work can be completed from their home. But it is not possible to complete all types of work from your home. Some institution is required, some space is required, some connection is required. So everything we cannot complete, everything we cannot perform digitally, everything is not possible, right? And specifically in our country, where we are dividing our country into major segments, one side rural people are there, and another side urban people is there. When I am trying to communicate in this platform, I have also suffered so many problems at the time of the disseminations of my lecture due to the network problem. So you just realize the reality. So if in the being in the city we are facing this problem, then how much problem a people, a student, a teacher who are staying in rural community, they are facing. So my suggestion is, this is the temporary solution. This is not the permanent solution. The work from home or the digital platform, this is the temporary solution in case in our country. This is not the developed country. Everything cannot be digitally performed. And the next point is less global. We should be now more local. Due to this present situation, we should be less global. We should be more local. Online rather than offline. Now, due to this COVID-19 pandemic, everything we are trying to do online, because we have to maintain the social distancing at this present moment. So in this temporary situation, everything we are trying to perform, everything we're trying to achieve through digital platform, through online platform. And another point is, there is a breakdown in the credit line. No one is now allowing us to give credit because everyone requires liquid cash. Everyone is facing under the liquidity crunch, liquidity crisis. Therefore, the earlier the credit line and now the credit line, there is a huge difference. Basically, at this present moment, there is no conceptions of credit line. Everyone is trying to complete their transaction using liquid money. So next point I have already mentioned, that's why every organization, irrespective of their size, due to this COVID-19 pandemic, they are suffering from liquidity crisis. The next point, the business is now very much data driven, as well as the cloud computing. There is no sufficient space. So in order to manage the space, in order to manage the mountainous data, we are business are very much dependent on modern technology, and which is known as cloud computing. And in the near future, another type of computing will be also come. In advanced country, they have already introduced the fog computing system. But now in our country, we are very much popular now with cloud computing. But one day will come, if the nature of the data will be very large, then in that case, we have to purchase sufficient space in order to store our optimum, our pertinent information into that computing system. And now all the business operations all the automations activities have become very much agile. So we have to maintain our own speed. Otherwise, we'll be kicked away from the market. So automation is required, as well as the operational activity that has to be a minimum standard speed. Otherwise, we cannot fulfill the aspirations of various clients. And the next point is stronger capabilities in e-commerce and security. And all the business organization as well as the other organization, they are now relying on e-commerce. All these transactions we are now trying to do online. But there is a question of security. If the proper security is not being strictly maintained, then one day will come, there will be huge number of fraudulent activities. So we should be very much aware. The business organization also should be very much aware. And as well as consumer or the customer, we should be also very much aware. And the next point is severe loss of jobs. So many estimates are there, and we are now not discussing how much jobs will be lost, but it is very sure if economic condition is very low and if this pandemic situation continues, then obviously from our common sense we can say that the small scale industry as well as the medium scale industry as well as the unorganized sector, they will be under tremendous pressure, and the crores of employees who have been engaged into this sector, their jobs will be at a very large risk. It is very sure. Whatever the economic prediction is there, I do not believe into that prediction. And the next point is resilient workforce. The workforce should be resilient. That means you should be very much flexible. As for examples, what I can tell, that sometimes you have to take the accountancy class, sometimes you have to take the business statistics class. So in the same way, sometimes as a worker, you have to work some accounting job side by side. You have to also manage the marketing job, manage the customer desk. So the resilient workforce should be there. Timing will not be permanent. Again, I am telling that if this situation continues, then time job will be established. How much time you are devoting, accordingly you will be paid. So if you have worked for 4 hours, then 4-hour compensation, 4 hours compensation will be provided by the organization, not for the 24 hours. There will be no permanent job. There will be no monthly rated employee. And the last point, it is very, very vital. We are now entering into the gig economy. This is a very, very new term. It has come into the literature due to this COVID-19 pandemic. We are now in a gig economy. Everything should be flexible. There is no tight schedule. Everything should be managed. Right? So these are the things which we have to look into consideration. And the next thing is, what should be the shape of the education in the post-pandemic world? So obviously our student might be the rural student, it might be the urban student, but in my eye, all are students. So the student should be multi-scaled as per the requirements of the organization. And they should have take lots of pressure. And you have to confront non-linear challenges. That means the challenges that we have never faced before. So this challenge is not the linear challenge. This is a unique problem. This is a novel problem. That's why we have to accept it. And the total transformation is required everywhere. The student transformation is required. So whatever the traditional teaching have been taught to you, that will be obsolete if this situation continues. You have to enhance your so many digital skills. Otherwise, you cannot compete into the highly competitive market. And the next point is you should enhance your capability. Capability, you know, but due to this pandemic situation, capability should be there. That means your adjustment power. How far or how quickly you can adjust to the dynamic situation. That type of adjustment power you have to inculcate within you. So those types of skills will be very much required. One is your capability and another is your capability. And I am not discussing about digital skill. This is now essential things. And your career will be like tree, because you have observed the tree. What is the main function of a tree? Contribute. So being a student, you have to contribute towards the society. You have to contribute towards your country. So when you can contribute, first you have to develop. Without development, you cannot say that, sir, I will contribute towards my society, towards my country. First, you have to develop yourself. And when will be developed, then automatically you can contribute. And your contribution, by your contribution, the societal people will be benefited. So, my dear student, always think that you have to marry with the problem, not with the solution. Everyone is ready to marry with the solution, but no one is ready to marry with the problem. But due to this pandemic situation, we should obviously be always ready to marry with the problem. That means to confront with all types of challenges what may come in our life. And the next point is survival for the fastest. All are fit. So once upon a time, one behavioral scientist, he told that survival for the fittest. But that theory has been totally replaced. Now the theory is survival for the fastest. All are fit. Now the question is, who is fast? If you are becoming fast, then you will get job, you will get success, you can contribute, everything is possible. But if you are slow, nothing is possible. So next point is demand of specific job. If this pandemic situation continues, then in the post-pandemic world, there will be demand of specific jobs. What type of jobs? The digital system, digital marketing, accounting, specifically tally, GST, marketing jobs, direct selling jobs, these type of jobs and their demands will be there in post-pandemic situation. And the next point is work from home, I have already told. And another thing is you have to update yourself, not from the teacher. If the situation continues, you have to build up your mind accordingly. You have to be rely on VILT. Virtual instructor will be there. And through your virtual instructor, you will learn something. You will be imparted training through this system if the situation continues. So you have to update. VILT technology will be there. And next point is one-time learning is not sufficient. You have to learn, you have to unlearn, you have to relearn. Right? This is just like the Levin's change model. And what Levin's change model says, unfreeze. If your idea is becoming obsolete, then you have to unfreeze. Then whatever the idea is required, that is called change. And after that, that idea has to be reprised. for a certain time. So this process will be continuing, learning, unlearning, and relearning. And there will be various conception of space will come. It might be the team space, it might be me space. That means your own space. That means your home. That is called me space. We have to walk into the open space. We have to also walk into the virtual space. So whatever the deliberations I am now giving is a virtual space, but I am disseminating. The next point is demand for cloud computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So the student must enhance their skills into this particular area: cloud computing, AI system, machine learning, robotics, automation, etc. The next point is the reality is job first. Now this is the not time. This is not a suitable time to choose the job as per your dream. My dear student, please think, please realize the situation. Whatever the job will be offered, you have to accept this. And after the COVID-19 pandemic will be over, then obviously your choice will be taken into consideration. But this is not the right time. The organization will not accept your demand. So whatever the job you are getting, you take it, you accept it as a challenge, and you should be fit for the gig economy. I have already explained. You have to be fit for the gig economy. You never say that, sir, I have to do permanent job, I have to do monthly rated job. No, that type of job will be abolished. You have to be rely on your capability as well as on your capability. And you have to earn money. You have to contribute to society through this gig economy. And the next point is consume to the extent necessary only. So this pandemic has also given us a very good lesson. What type of lesson? Now, our consumption pattern, the habit of our consumption, it has been reduced because we have to think for the next stage. So the next point is, that's why I have mentioned conserve wherever you can. Conserve. That will be the policy. The conservation policy should be implemented everywhere. And the last point is learn. How to learn? You have to learn. But it is more important, learn how to learn. Because this situation is now the new normal in our life. So I want to close my dissemination by uttering three beautiful words of Indian monk, the spirit of youth, Swami Vivekananda. And he told that 3P, patience, purity, and perseverance. These three words are essential in your career to get success. So thank you very much for your patient hearing to my dissemination. Thank you.
ডক্টর দেবাশিস বিশ্বাস মহাশয়কে অনেক ধন্যবাদ তার মূল্যবান বক্তব্যের জন্য। তিনি আমাদের দেখালেন যে আমরা কি ভয়ানক চ্যালেঞ্জের মুখোমুখি হতে চলেছি এবং সেই চ্যালেঞ্জকে মোকাবিলা করার জন্য আমাদের কিভাবে প্রস্তুত হতে হবে। আজকের ওয়েবিনার আমরা শেষ করতে চলেছি। ওয়েবিনার শেষ করার জন্য বা অনুষ্ঠানে ভোট অফ থ্যাঙ্কস দেওয়ার জন্য আমি এই অনুষ্ঠানের জয়েন্ট কনভেনার ডক্টর সাজিজুল ইসলামকে অনুরোধ জানাচ্ছি।
Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, A very good evening to all the distinguished dignitaries, authorities member of our college, students, and the YouTube audience. It's my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks for this event to all the dignitaries assembled here. I would like to express my gratitude thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Anup Kumar Bhadro, President of Governing Body of Sri Krishna College, though due to his unavoidable circumstances, he was not present in this function. Now, I would like to express my sincere thanks to our beloved Principal Sir, Dr. Shukdev Ghosh, for his support and encouragement for conducting this webinar. On behalf of Principal Sir, committee member of this occasion, I convey my gratitude and heartfelt thanks to the respected persons of this webinar. In today's function, we have Professor Devdas Ganguly Sir, Principal of EILM, Kolkata. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and for sharing your valuable speech.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank you,
very
sir. Thank you. Then we have Dr. Devasish Ganguly. We have Dr. Devasish Vishwas, sir, head of the Department of Business Administration of Vidyasagar University, Midnapur. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and sharing
much.
your valuable speech. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Then
you.
we have, yes, thank you. We have Dr. Ajit Mondol, Assistant Professor of Department of Education of West Bengal State University, Barasat. Thank you, sir, for your deliberation in this occasion. Then we have Dr. Orgho Kusum Mukherjee, sir, Assistant Professor of Economics, University of Kolani, Nadia district. Now, I would like to express my thanks to the convener of this program, Professor Mohua Ghosh, Madam, IQAC coordinator. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And thank you. And to the joint convener, Professor Pushpita Mahato, ma'am, NAC coordinator of Sri Krishna College. Then another joint convener is myself, Dr. Sajizul Islam, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Sri Krishna College. Also, I would like to thanks to Mr. Arnab Chakraborty, Faculty of English Department, today's coordinator of this session, and Mr. Amit Mondol, Faculty of Sanskrit of this college, and others members of Sri Krishna College who have supported us directly or indirectly to conduct this seminar or webinar. At last, but not the least, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the YouTube audience and all the members of Sri Krishna College for making this function as a grand success. Once again, thank you, one and all. Thank you. And now, with the permission of our resource person and member of this function, I am concluding the webinar. Thank you all in one.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ajay.